today's video, me and Hollow are going to be doing a level swap with 6 rounds, where each round lasts 20 minutes. Enjoy. So in round 1, all we would do is make a simple 10-second layout and add some small decorations. Now in my opinion, rounds 1 and 2 are the most important rounds because they set the foundation for the rest of the level. And in my level, I decided to choose a slow song, meaning that I could make slow gameplay and decorate less. So towards the end of round 1, I had some time on my hands to make some decorations. So I decided to add this cool effect for the background that makes it look like it ripples.
No, I like yours. Yours is like a 1.9, kind of like reminds. That's what it reminds me of.
So now it was my turn to decorate Hollow's layout in round 2. To me it felt like this level had some sort of naturistic feel, so I decided to decorate it with some grass blocks. I also thought I should add some pulses to the background to make it sync on beat. So for the last thing that I decided to do for round 2 was to add another block design because the grass blocks would become repetitive. And I would also add saw design around the level.
It's like a bulge effect. I was trying to use the one that you did at the start.
So at the start of round 3 I decided to get rid of all of the white outlines on the blocks to make them look better. Next I decided to add these jump indicators that would move from left to right and pulse many different colours to make the level more sight readable. This is because I wanted the level to be around 5-star or 6-star difficulty, but since it was an effect level with a very colourful background, it was very hard to sight read the level. Next, I decided to add these cool looking glow pillars to fill up the level a bit more. Then I added these very simple saw designs that would flash different colours with the glow pillars. The last thing I decided to do in round 3 was add these rotating objects around the portals to make them more obvious. I also made them pulse just like everything else. Other than this, all I really did was copy and paste everything like the glow pillars and the saw blades all around the level.
Oh yeah.
So now we were back to Hollow's original level that he made, and the first thing I decided to add were some ground spikes at the bottom of the level. Then I copy and pasted the block design and some arrows around the level so the level could look more finished. Then I began work on a background and some small extra spikes at the bottom of the ground, just to make the level feel more complete and more finished. However, since we had limited time, the last thing I worked on was adding some water at the bottom of the level and adding some pillars behind the block design for added depth.
You like it? I thought I did like so bad. No, I thought I did like so bad.
So at the beginning of round 5, I started by adding these arrows that had a fade trigger on them, so when you would get close to them they would fade in into 1 opacity, and then once you went away from them they would fade out to 0 opacity. The next thing I would add is this cool spinning air deco that looked like saw blades, and once again I made them pulse different colours just like the background. I also decided to add these white spikes into the block design just to make the block design a little more obvious, and just to give it some extra design because it was looking a bit plain. Then the last things that I would add into this level are these black pillars in the foreground that would move according to the player's movement speed, and I would also make some of the arrows pulse different colours.
Yeah, thank you.
So honestly, in round 6 I didn't really get much done. because I was running out of ideas and I used up all of my ideas in all the other rounds. So I did the only thing that I could think of doing, and I started adding moving objects to a lot of things in this part. Then honestly, I didn't really have many ideas after this, so I just started doing random stuff like adding these rings into the water. I also added arrows around the levels, and I added in a fade in screen, so at the beginning of the level it would fade in. And honestly, that's all I would get done for round 6.
But you did the same thing that I did with the black screen fading on. Yeah, this one turned out sick, bro. This one's actually insane. We should do a collab sometime. Actually.
So if you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you. If you like my content, you should definitely go check out Hollow's content too. Me and him make very similar content, so if you like mine, you'll like his. Other than that, I just want to say thank you so much. Please consider subscribing and liking maybe. Go do the same with Hollow's content as well. He put in a lot of work with his videos just like I did. So if you want to support us, the best thing you can do is just subscribing. Thank you everyone.